Peace, y'all. Check this out. If you don't know anything about me, I'm big on analogies, right? I'm always trying to make an analogy. Well, I'm always making analogies for stuff because I like to explain things in ways that people will be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? And because sometimes certain concepts or whatever might be hard to grasp, or you might not get it in totality. So I like to try to make it as relatable as possible, or as understandable as possible, or just cut and dry. And I'm not about to make an analogy right now, but I'm gonna pull up a clip, because I'm gonna just let this speak for itself, and then I'm gonna expound on why I pulled it up and where I'm going with this. But yeah. So you'll see the clip in a second. I'm gonna pull it up, and then I'm gonna explain why I'm showing this specific clip.
An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again, but one which crumbles from within, that's dead. Forever.
I know that road. What is this?
Tony.
Did you know? I didn't know it was him.
Shouldn't. I just did you know? Yes.
All right. So now that y'all see the clips, I'm gonna explain the reason why I'm using these and why I want to highlight this, because I feel like it's a great way for me to kind of explain and bring a correlation in between the videos I just recently put out and the whole passion thing, right? So Tony Stark had lived his whole life believing his parents died a certain type of way. He was given one story, and he believed that to be true, you know, his entire life. But as you see, once he finds out the truth and the details within the truth, and this is why writers get paid so much. I want to talk about this a little bit too. But if you notice how the details within the truth, right? So he asks, did you see when Captain America grabs Iron Man when he's first initially about to go for Bucky, he grabs him. And you could see Tony Stark, and this is some, you know, little good acting right here. He looked like he ain't say nothing, but the body language and the energy said it all. Like, if you don't get your fucking, but you know what? Before I tear your ass up too for putting your hands on me and trying to stop me from getting in hit, did you know, motherfucker? Wait, you know what I'm saying? You see the wheels starting to see, like, hold up. As a matter of fact, you grab all of this. Did you know? And what he say to him? He says, I didn't know it was him. He says, don't bullshit me. Did you know? Fuck the bullshit, motherfucker. You knew I was living in a false perception. Did you know, motherfucker? You knew I was living a lie out here? Now he's angry with Cap now. They been boys. But once he found out the truth, that changes the dynamics now. Excuse me. It changes the dynamics. Cap not now who you thought he was, or he wasn't moving how you thought he was all along. Now, what else could be out there? Now he into it. He fighting them. It's passion. It's emotion. Nobody had the right to lie to him. They shouldn't have lied to him. How you think he was going to fight? Standing right in front of the man who knocked his parents off. Whether or not he was under some sort of mind control or not. There's too much emotion involved. He just watched his parents get murdered on camera. Something that he had to deal with his whole life, but he thought it happened another way. You get what so this is a movie. Imagine talking about us as a people now. When you told me our history was one way, but it was a complete other. Come on now. And I don't want to make this video about the lies that they told. I'll do certain things, but y'all know this because the information is out there. That's my thing. Like, people, you don't need to go search it for yourself, bro. Search these things. And if you need to know what to search, I can help. But bro, the information is out there. This is how I found this shit out. I had to go look for the information, bro. But they're damn sure not going to teach it to us. But I'm just saying all of this to say, bro, again, that was a movie. But why you think them writers make so much money? Why you think it's so important? Even to what the dude was saying at the beginning. He said, an empire destroyed by its enemies can rise again. But when it's done from the inside, it's destroyed. We have to take that concept seriously. Because that's simple. And for us, we can't be into it with each other.
Countermeasures ready.
Let's kick his ass. He's my friend. So was I. Stay down. Final warning. I could do this all day.
But anyway, you see they fought. They fought hard too. Iron Man wasn't playing. We seen a different Tony Stark in that moment. You seen a different Tony Stark in that moment. If you didn't never see Tony Stark a day in your life, I'm speaking fictional here, but let's just jump into the MCU real quick. If someone had never seen Tony Stark a day in their life and just walked into that encounter from beginning to end, they'd have been like, oh. Well, it'd probably be understandable, obviously. The man just watched his parents get murdered. Anyone can understand you being raged for after that. But I mean, they'd be like, he's going crazy. He's trying to tear these dudes out. He's bugging. Right? That's what you're going to think Tony Stark is a madman if you don't really know him. If you ain't watched Iron Man 1, 2, 3, if you ain't seen the first Avengers, second Avengers, you going to think but you're going to think he bugging. Because you ain't seeing all sides of him. You just seeing him act out of emotion from some shit that's very warranted. Because again, how is he supposed to? There's no right or wrong way to act in a situation like that. It's gonna produce emotion, and that's the rawest emotion right there. So I just want people to really. You can watch a movie and you can get these things when you see them in the movie, but you can't get it in real life. Where someone couldn't even imagine how would it. You can't write this. They couldn't write what happened to us. This shit was real. Couldn't make this up. You couldn't imagine this. You couldn't think this. And even a lot of the movies, they written off of some real shit. But you know what I'm saying? This ain't no imaginary shit that's going on with us that we live through every single day. So just to my black and brown people, when you see certain ones of us, because again, take an individual like a Malcolm X. You think he wasn't at a point in time where people could have called him crazy for the way he might have been talking? You have to learn what to do with the fire. But the fire was real when that was what enabled him to do what he did the way he did it. That was passion. He might have not been, but he used to raise his voice. He didn't always have to use profanity. Or he didn't have to talk violently, but the man talked aggressively. He talked passionately. He raised his voice. You knew what was going on. And more than anything, you knew not to play with him. You knew he was serious. You knew he meant business. You knew he meant every word he spoke when it came to him and his peoples. When it came to the organization, when it came to the mission. And we watched him grow. We watched him learn. We watched him become a better individual from top to bottom. A lot of individuals we watch. Everybody has a starting point. Because again, it's like you get reborn. He was Detroit Red. He was thugging. You know how much time it takes? Behavior is one thing, but to really change the mindset, to learn new things and be able to implement and adapt them, it don't happen overnight. Your temperament. Certain things it takes time to work on. You know what I mean? But we watch these individuals do that. And these are even things that I make some of the focal point of my mission. Mainly the main focal point of my mission is rising to the highest version of self, being the best possible version that I could possibly be. Getting things right today that I got wrong yesterday because I overstand. I was supposed to get it wrong. I didn't get it wrong. It was a part of my process. It was a learning lesson. If I didn't get it wrong, I wouldn't have had nothing to go back to study to make myself better. So don't even look at when you do wrong. It ain't wrong. It's all a part of the plan. It's just your job to know what to do with it. But this all goes together just because I'm saying, man, don't be so quick to write someone off when they express strong emotion. Some people do just be tripping and bugging, but some people, there's something to it. You have to allow a person time to express the emotion. It's just like therapy and shit like that. Sometimes it's okay to cry, right? Just say nothing and cry. Just let it out. If a person gotta scream the shit that just in their head, sometime, again, you go so crazy up here that it manifests in the physical, but it's not to harm you or anything else. It's just literally to disperse that energy. But this is what's on the individual's mind, and this is how it's coming out. That's not always a bad thing. Yes, sometimes there's a time and a place, and sometimes things are better off kept to people by themselves, all of these types of things. But this is all a part of the learning process, right? But you never fault a person for going through their emotions. And I'm not even saying this was anyone was doing with me. I'm speaking more general. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you can apply it to me. You can apply it to whoever. But I feel like this is something that should be taken extremely seriously, man. But again, that's why I wanted to put those clips in there, just so you can kind of just think about it from that kind of aspect. And again, they put that in the movie, indicating that the writers even know that this type is real. And what I'm saying is, this happens with people. That's how people are going to react in that kind of situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I don't know. I just really wanted to throw that tidbit out there, man. Just be more graceful with folks. Show folks some grace. Show me grace. Show self grace. We got to show grace. You know what I'm saying? I show grace. I have to remind myself to show grace. You know what I mean? Remind myself where I'm at in my journey, remind myself where other people may or may not be in their journey. Some people are light years ahead of me. Some people don't know some of what I know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is on a different level. Everybody operates differently, does differently, and they make their journey about, you know, different things. So just, you know, find out who you are along your journey, but don't knock nobody. And like I said, just show grace when you see that they on their journey, because that's it, man. It's a matter of figuring things out, you know. So just let folks figure things out, you know. Obviously, you can't let a motherfucker just go crazy out here, but you know, balance, man. But I'm out though, man. Peace, 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 peace. Times 3 to the 6. All praise to the 9. A little something to think about, man.